Greetings and welcome to Old Drunken Discography, where old friends and fans come together to BS, argue, occasionally agree, and discuss a musical artist. Some upcoming artists we are covering are the Dead Kennedys, the Rolling Stones, and Tool. If those interest you, please like and subscribe. It really helps us out. Today we are giving our first impression / review of the new Gaslight Anthem album. First album in 8 years. The O.D.D. effect happened with this band, just nobody knows it. For those that don't know and haven't been following us, the O.D.D. effect is we cover a band and they end up doing something. Well, this was the third band I think we covered on the show.
Was it the
And
third or the second?
no, I think it was the third. We did Yellow Card and then Gaslight and then Led Zeppelin. So, but we didn't know what we were doing. Sound quality, there was none, like at all. You couldn't hear me at all. Joe talked to himself the whole video. So
It's a great video.
we shelved that one, and like a week later, they announced they were getting back together and putting out an album. So, I've been a fan of this band since the '59 sound. We'll give a little history of our, where we're coming from with this album and our first impressions. So I've been a fan since the '59 sound, and went back, got Sink or Swim, and then got all the rest of them. Train, because this album kind of sucks. So that's where I'm at. What about you, Joe?
So this is another one of those bands that Jason introduced me to. So same time frame, 59 Sound is whenever I got into them. God, what an album. And kind of bounced around and had some love-hate relationships with some of the later albums. Then I ended up loving them. So like, what was it, American Slang? But I was like, yeah, I'm not really into American Slang, and now I love that album. So, but Get Hurt and Get Bent. That album's terrible.
You heard it here first.
That's right.
Hashtag Get Hurt and Get Bent. What about you guys? Cold Quit, Tim.
I vaguely remember them being referenced alongside like the Get Up Kids, and when the Get Up Kids went really Americana and stuff.
Get Up Kids went Americana.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. And I don't know how you'd appreciate it because I didn't like it that much, but it was a thing. But yeah, that's about it. That's all I got. I know of them. I never listened to them. This is my first time listening to this band.
What about you, Tim?
I've never heard of them before. Completely outside of my realm of whatever. And yeah, never heard of them before. Never heard them before, to my knowledge. And so, yeah, completely brand new.
Yeah,
no context.
No context at all. So, yeah, they were one of, they call them hardcore bands from Punk News.
Okay.
And the website gets obsessed with the record. They got obsessed with 59 Sound, and then the next album came out, and they were done with them. They kind of did the same thing with the Menzingers and Red City Radio, and they call it orgcore. It's dumb, but
orgcore,
yeah,
like organic,
like ORG,
punknews.org.
Oh, I was thinking, well, because organic core might work too, because
but it's organized core, organization core, apparently.
That's right.
This is like Springsteen core.
It's so weird. It makes me feel so old.
This is Boss core.
I remember going to Punk
from
News.
The core bands.
Well, everything's core now, so it fits. Like,
I tend to stay away from all the bands now too.
Yeah.
Apple core,
like the core thing is more like the metal genre too, because it's just like it's still a aggressive music for the most part. That's all, except for normcore, which I thought was more of a fashion thing than I don't know. It's all terrible now. I hate everything.
So Joe and I are more lyrical based. Like a lot of the music we listen to is because of the lyrics. When you go to the Gaslight Anthem, you don't go for the music, you go for the storytelling and the lyrics. So that's why I knew you guys wouldn't be that into it, because the music's not really special and there's nothing unique, going on with it. But But man, the guy can write some fucking lyrics.
Yeah, I mean, I noticed that for sure. But at the same time, it's like his voice is so low in the mix on this record that like it seems like he was ashamed of his own lyrics in a way. Like I could barely hear what he was fucking saying, and that might have been the saving grace for me.
All right, Joe, you wanna do your rundown?
Yeah, and so I guess I'm gonna do this a little differently than I have it previously. I think just because I can, because nobody can stop me. I have all the power, and then
The floor is
Jason
yours.
cuts me out. Jason cuts me out in editing.
Slap
so,
button.
Right.
So I really like this album. I think this is a good album. I think it's the album that should have come out after Handwritten. But also, I think Get Hurt is an abomination against the Gaslight Anthem. But I think this follows in that progression very well. My thing about this album is it feels a lot like past TGA albums for the most part, and it also feels a lot like his solo work. So there's kind of a mix here of like, oh, this is a Gaslight Anthem song. Oh, this is a Brian Fallon song, and we just threw it on a Gaslight Anthem record.
I didn't keep up with his solo stuff. I got the first one, and that was it.
I like his solo stuff. I think it's good. It's not as good as the Gaslight Anthem stuff, but yeah, we'll kind of go through that. As far as musically, though, we're talking. The two of you, Tim and Colquitt, you might enjoy 59 Sound. I think they do some interesting things musically on that one, but I'm not the guy to tell you. But that's the only one off the top of my head I can go, oh, this sounds a little different as far as what was happening musically at that time. But
Honestly,
Jason's right.
The way you guys are talking about this record and the Get Hurt, I feel like I should probably listen to Get Hurt.
Terrible. You're so bad. Just the worst. I don't ever want to listen to it again. As a matter of fact.
Well, hey man,
that's how bad.
It's my new favorite album.
Yeah, it's your That's all I listen to. That's right.
Like I might not even like it, but I'm gonna just start repping it just to irritate you both.
Get your shirt. Jason got the vinyl, yeah. Okay, so let's kind of go through the album. Spider Bite. It sounds like the Gaslight Anthem. It's not my favorite song off there. It's not. I don't know if it was the best choice for an opener because to me it's a little slower than what I would hope they'd start out with. Still good, but History Books, I really like it. I think it's awesome that Bruce Springsteen is on this. I know that they are big fans of Bruce Springsteen, so I really like that they got him on there. His lines are fine. I'm keeping time one day, or I'm keeping time one day goes by. I try to live like the next one. Pretty generic lyrics, but I still like it. And what I really did like was I like the haunted looks from History Books trying to keep me here. I like that kind of line. I paraphrase some of that. Autumn is a good song. I always felt like it was a strange thing just being alive. I think that's kind of a nod to Neutral Milk Hotel, but probably I don't know if it is or isn't. But
probably
that line always
name drops a lot of.
That always stood out to me.
That explains everything.
A light bulb just appears.
Yeah, everything makes sense now.
There's your editing homework, Jason. Light bulb appears above with.
No, you ain't got no light bulbs here.
Positive Charge is probably my favorite song.
My notes for that, it has a sink or swim vibe going on.
I really like that. That was great. I like I was dressing up for a coffin to lie down in. Michigan 1975 was really good. Little Fires, also another one that is one of my favorites off this. The Wind is Howling Like the Wolves That Wait Outside the Door. The Weatherman, I like that. I like the We Wanted Everything and More and All the World Under the Night. We burned into something so bright we'd escape from this town. I like those coming from a small town. I understand that mentality, that thought process. And I think, I'm going to say the same thing about a lot of them. I really like Empires. The one that I did not care for as much was I Live in the Room Above Her. I'm not saying it's a bad song. It's just my least favorite off the album. And then A Lifetime of Preludes is really good also. Not the strongest opening and closing tracks that we could have done. I'm a big opening and closing track kind of person. But still good songs.
I disagree. I think those are great opening and closing songs. A Lifetime of Preludes has a Miles Davis vibe going on. the song by the Gaslight Anthem, not Miles Davis.
Yeah. I do like the lines about "I'm sorry that I let it in and I let it get to me." I thought that was a good line.
It has a very autumn feel to it. Like maybe it's just me, but sometimes a record like puts me in like a mood, like a season, like a summer record, a fall record, a winter record. The 59 Sound is a summer record. American Slang is a winter record. This is like an autumn record for me. There's a lot of references to autumn. There's a song called Autumn, but like he mentions it in Weatherman. He mentions it in there's some other one. Michigan, he references it. Talks about autumn.
I wish this would have come out in September for it to me. It feel like an autumn album. Of course, it just snowed like 8 inches here, so autumn feels
Hey,
almost
it's
golden.
40 degrees here, so it's finally like autumn time here. It finally got cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice.
But
It's nice
I love the opening track, Spider Bites. I think that's probably one of the top contenders. That one, Little Fires, had the
Fires is
energy,
amazing.
which was lacking on Get Hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Empires was a little meh. That was probably my low point musically, but the lyrics are still really good. And that's why you come to the Gaslight Anthem.
If the winter don't kill me, it might be the cold.
I like the piano on that one. I like the drums in I Live in the Room Above Her. Michigan was great. I know Cole quits itching in his pants to say something about that song.
Oh my
So go
God, I
ahead.
can't wait.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You finish. You can finish because I got other things to say too.
Yeah, I mean that's basically it. Like this is a great comeback record, and it was worth the 8 years for me. They don't tread a lot of new ground, but they really didn't have to. Kind of like Blink-182, they kind of just picked up where they left off, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but these guys didn't have 10 other songwriters help them out writing this record, did they?
No.
Okay, good.
To my knowledge, I mean, I didn't see any. I only saw Brian's name for the most
No,
part.
I just saw that in the news today, and I was shocked. I was shocked, Blink. Shocked. You guys,
I wasn't.
Yeah, me either.
sad, heartbreaking. So it's my first time hearing this band, and as far as the lyrics versus music argument that Jason so eloquently described, which is true. This is a very true and accurate statement he made. Like, I do care about lyrics, but I've got to like the music enough to want to hear the fucking lyrics first. And I haven't heard the rest of this band's discography. I'm sure they have something that would appeal to me more than this one, because this one feels like, you know, they're a little bit more mature and older and more distinguished, maybe. I don't know, but it sounds like that, like the Positive Charge, excellent song. I was like, I can hear what this band might have used to sound like through this song a little bit. It felt like, because I've always kind of got the vibe that they kind of had like a Hot Water Music kind of thing going for them a little bit, but I've never actually heard them, so I don't know. That's just me being completely bullshit. I heard, like, if this record came out a decade ago, like 2012, 2013, I think it would have been on the top of the charts and probably in all your commercials for Target and Old Navy and stuff, because like it's got this thing that Mumford & Sons and of Monsters and Men do that was very of its time, where they have the la 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 la, like it just sounds like it should be in a Target commercial at points. But there's also points that are like brutal and heartbreaking and like epically real, but then it's just got this weird kind of pop hook thing that was really popular a decade ago, and like maybe 2016, maybe even sooner than that. But there's just something that stuck to me, and it just didn't hit. It didn't hit for me at all. I am interested in going back and listening to Get Hurt, because apparently it's hated so much that it made an impression, and that's the one thing I'm not getting from this record, an impression of anything. It just feels like a 5, the literal neutral, lawful neutral, maybe even like vibe from it. And the most important thing is that I'm a fan of this Scottish punk band called Idlewild. They never really were huge around here. I think they were hot on the Tumblr scene or whatever. But
the hop and Tumblr scene.
Yeah, MySpace and Tumblr, that era. Like that was when they were doing their big things, making their moves.
They're big on the Vine.
But they've got a song that sounds like note for note like Michigan 1975. Like it's almost the same song, just there's different accents because it's a different vibe altogether. But like I told Jason to go listen to it because I was like texting as I was listening to the record, and he even said, "Wow, holy shit!" Like it's crazy. So after I heard that, I was like, all I wanted to do was listen to Idlewild, and that bummed me out considerably. But Idlewild's awesome. I can't wait till we review Idlewild. It's gonna be fun. I can't wait for you guys to hate them. It's gonna be wonderful. But yeah, it's a good record if you like this kind of thing.
If you like the Gaslight Anthem, it is a damn good record.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah. Now, is the that band Idlewild, they have anything to do with that the show with Outkast?
No, this was before. This predated that quite a bit. They were like 98 to about 2004, maybe 2006 is when they were having their big run. And they put out records later in their career recently. But that was when they were the hot shit. And when this song that I'm specifically referring to, fuck, man. And of course, I've been drinking whiskey and I can't remember the goddamn name of the song. I want to say it's American English. No, In Remote Part. In Remote Part is the name of the album, and the song is the title track. In Remote Part, yeah. Well, the thing is, their lyrics are super literary, not in a way of like telling a story necessarily, but just super. Like if you're an English nerd, you'll like reading books, you'll really appreciate them, kind of thing. But
there's a quicksand. One of my notes, because we're going to record quicksand. One of my notes is like, if Joe was doing this discography with us, this would be a top song because there's a lot of literary, or not literary references, but there's like a
lot of cultural references.
Phase
for sure.
90. Phase 90 would have been one of his top songs.
Phase 90 by Quicksand. I'm gonna listen to that after this. I got Idlewild and now Phase 90.
There you go. See, you learn something when you come on.
Yeah, the song Phase 90. Yeah, that is so literally literate.
That would be a Joe song right there.
I love those songs. Give me a reference any day.
It's a good one. It's from the newest Quicksand record, and it's a really good record. You should check it out. It's fun.
So, Joe, just off the top of your head, where would you put this if you had to rank the discography?
Oh man, I don't know where I ranked everything else. I would put it.
Is it better than Get Hurt?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Is it better than
Low-hanging fruit there, friends?
Is it better than which one?
Handwritten. I think you had Handwritten higher than I did.
Yeah, it's not better than Handwritten.
I think it is. I think it's better than.
No, I think it probably comes in underneath everything else at the moment. Now, the other ones have had time to marinate with me a little longer.
This is definitely a band like you get something the more and more you listen to the record. Catch references. I mean, the 59 Sound, they mentioned Tom Petty. He quotes the Counting Crows. They talk about Miles Davis. Bruce Springsteen, of course, but
here's looking at you, kid.
Yeah, Woody. I'd have called you Woody Joe.
Mm-hmm.
And also, real quickly,
where are these guys from?
Tom Robbins,
Jersey.
They're from Jersey. Okay.
Hence why they're opening for the Misfits. It's got to be the only connection, right?
It's got to be.
Fucking weird.
Yeah, that's a weird combination.
I mean, I like it. I wish more bands played with bands that didn't sound anything like them.
Green Day and the Smashing Pumpkins.
Yeah, but you also got Rancid and Linda Linda's. Like, I don't know. That's just there's definitely an odd one out on that fucking bill. But that said, if the rest of this Green Day record sounds like that single, then, fine. Corporate rock all the way. Let's go.
And the album art, Joe, where would you put this in the album art?
Oh, actually, it's probably relatively high in album art. Let me double check.
Yeah, it's probably number one.
Yeah, I can't imagine. I mean, I like Sink or Swim's album art. So yeah, it's probably number one.
Probably number one. They weren't good on the album.
I like the album artwork. It's really good album artwork.
Their album artwork previously is just not great. It's not good stuff.
No. So with that, if you haven't heard this band and you like, I just say like Americana, Bruce Springsteen, storytelling type, soft rock, check out the
Soft rock.
Gaslight Anthem. What would you call it? Like, it's not punk. It's not.
No, I'd just call it rock. I mean, I wouldn't call it
It's
soft rock. It's not hard rock.
It's not soft rock.
it's
It's not
What
hard
would,
rock.
what would you call
say that-
Bruce Springsteen as far as his music?
like I'm shocked that these guys
Classic
are from
rock?
Jersey because I mean I'm not shocked I guess because Bruce Springsteen and all, but it definitely sounds more Midwestern Americana than
Yeah, it's very Midwestern.
like it sounds like Midwestern emo, but with like a modern pop vibe. Because I hear a lot of pop radio rock on this shit. I do.
That's a fair statement. That's a fair. The Menzingers, that's another overcore. They're kind of like the Gaslight Anthem, but they're a little harder than Gaslight, but not by much.
Word.
Yeah, so Apple says it's rock, and Apple never lies.
You're right, Apple. We love.
There
Apple.
are rock instruments on this record, and it has got a rock vibe, but there is definitely more to it than just rock. Like I wouldn't say, oh, you like Nickelback? You would love the Gaslight Anthem,
Yeah, I mean, the closest thing is like Bruce Springsteen,
Yeah.
like good Bruce Springsteen, not.
What's
Whatever
bad?
else.
All right, Jason. What's bad Bruce
No,
Springsteen?
we'll one day we'll do Bruce Springsteen on the show.
Because I swear to
many
God,
albums he
if you say
got?
it's Nebraska, I'm gonna fucking lose it. That's the good.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Nebraska's
We're
good.
Cool. We good.
I was born in the USA.
Which is a funny ass song, man.
It
The
is.
song's hilarious.
It is. We ain't talking smack about the boss on this show.
No.
Yeah.
No. And good for him for being on this record.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad Brian finally leaned into the comparisons, because when he tried to lean away from it,
That was
we all
hilarious.
got hurt.
That's all right.
Oh, is that Get Hurt? Okay. Then I might like Get Hurt. I don't know.
You might. That would tell us a lot. I'm just saying.
I'm just gonna start liking all.
Skeleton was okay. I mean, it had a couple good songs. It's not all bad.
I'm just gonna start liking all the albums the fan base hates, just to be a spiteful bastard.
Hey,
That
and
is
somebody
fun to
look. We're bringing up the past here. Somebody commented on that Yellow Card video, and they're
Lord.
wrong.
No, they're right. Lights
They're
and
not.
sounds forever, bitch.
Terrible.
I bet you anything, if we redid Yellow Card with Tim and Colquitt, they'd rank Lights and Sounds higher than Ocean Avenue. 100%.
I don't know. I kind of hate that band.
Yeah, but if you had to rank them, you'd put Lights and Sounds over Ocean
I
Avenue.
don't think you would.
No.
And like going back and listening to Ocean Avenue, it's still not. It's not their best album. Did I put it as a best album? Surely not.
No, Ed did.
Yeah.
You and I went on with One for the Kids. So, which is their best record. All right, with that, we're gonna wrap this up because we gotta record Quicksand now. So
Stay tuned for that.
stay tuned for that, even though you won't see that for another month. Subscribe. We're doing Creep Show right now, which is a great band, very memorable.
Hey, and if you demand it enough, and there's enough Patreon money behind it, we will release the Gaslight Anthem video.
Yeah,
That it's just me talking to myself. It's
Yeah,
great.
no, for real. We should have a shame tier where like the most money you get to see the worst stuff.
that would be the Green Day rant and rank.
No, I know that's the holy grail, really. In fact, we should name the tier after the Green Day episode. In fact, the Green Day episode tier. $100
Have you
a
ever-
month, maybe. Let's go.
Oh,
Have you
God.
ever
They're
wanted to
too
hear-
record tier.
This
You know,
one would
that's
be
funny.
like
The two bands that we fucked up on this show was the Green Day and the Gaslight Anthem, and we're doing a video for both those bands on the same night. That's fucked
Yeah.
up.
Well, we should at the very least go back and do this one again, because I would like to hear the rest of their stuff. And
Yeah,
I
we'll
could-
definitely. We'll now that we
I'm
got-
down. I'm down to do that.
They only have 5
Good time.
albums, I think.
I think they got. Is it 5?
4, 5? Yeah, they only have 5. So
that's an easy night right there.
yeah,
One. Oh, hang on.
maybe we'll
1,
do them after the Rolling
2,
Stones.
3, 4. Now they have 6 now.
What? 1, 2, 3.
History books, Get Hurt, Handwritten, American Slang, 59 Sound, Sink or Swim.
Well, that's right, because I don't have this one vinyl yet. Duh.
Mm-hmm.
They only have 5 because I have 5.
That's right.
Yeah.
This one don't fucking exist. It's a history.
I don't like this one, so really only got 3.
Right, yeah.
Lose the Get Hurt one, and we'll keep this one instead.
I got some colored variants. I'll show my shit
Damn
off. All right. Well, yeah, we're gonna wrap up now. Give us a like, subscribe. I love this band. They're not for everyone, but thank
But
you,
check
Joe,
it
for
out.
coming back.
You're welcome.
Always.
I'm so glad y'all got to see me.
Yep, he should be coming back in January sometime when we do Lawrence Arms. That'll be fun.
I may be on the year-end review. We'll see.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you might be there too.
Yeah. I got to talk to you about this '90s thing because that was a lot of fun when you and I
If you
used to do it.
wanted on that's a lot of planning. Like, you'll
That's
have to.
wow.
It's a
I
lot
still
of
haven't
work.
picked my last record, I don't think, of my top 10, which is
Yeah, we have a
Ultimate
list.
Lead.
And you pick your 10, and then we do our individuals, and then we throw it in a meat grinder at the end. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah,
if you
it's
The
want
meat
in,
gonna
we'll
grinder is
let you
just
in.
everybody's top 3.
Yeah, let me know when I'll let you see when it is, and then we'll talk more.
All right. Yeah. So subscribe and stick. We're gonna go through the decades.
year by
1990,
year.
Year by
1991,
year.
It's gonna be
year by
fucking
year, till we get to the end, and then we're all gonna vote on what number 1 album of the decade.
Woo!
It won't be. We won't agree on it probably.
No,
I
we
think
probably won't.
I think I
But
already know
we've
what it
got
is.
it to
so that's all
where
right.
it won't matter if you agree with it or
Absolutely.
not. A winner will be crowned.
If it ain't counting crows, hogs and everything after, everybody's wrong.
See, you might need to come on this. You might need to be here, Joe. I might need that extra
Throw
vote.
it. I doubt it would survive the meat grinder, but
Yeah, it's
that's
probably
just
gonna-
me.
Yeah, I mean, it'll make it on the top 3 maybe, but not
It's number
hard
1. Come on.
communal. Nah, it's a beautiful record.
You know
though.
what came out in 1990, the 90s? Like, you got
I
Nirvana.
remember.
The
I know.
entire Nirvana discography is the 90s. Come on. August, everything you have.
The best number 1.
Recovering the Satellites is better than August.
You got some Eve 6, some Our Lady Peace.
Go back
There
and
you
watch
go.
our rant and rank,
Hey,
motherfucker. You put Recovering
Hey,
number 1.
Tim, I caught that. Our Lady Peace is good.
Oh,
What?
okay. I'm sorry. What year was Finger 11? Were they the 90s?
They don't count.
Why don't they? I mean, they don't count because they were terrible. But short of that, why wouldn't they count?
Yeah.
So does Our Lady Peace.
Why would? Because their name's Finger 11. What the fuck else do you need to know?
I mean, Our
It's like-
Lady
it's like,
Peace. What kind
Is
of
your
name
name
is that?
Crazy Town? Then I don't really need to listen to you, do I?
Ooh,
You know,
Butterfly, number 1 song, 90s.
that dude's name is like what?
See-
Like Shagerson or some shit. Fuck that band.
The 90s.
Fuck
When we do by
I don't
the
even like
year,
here's the thing. Like for real, and this we're already done. This is Patreon bullshit at this point.
No, it's
But-
not. We haven't wrapped up.
Okay, well,
You better
sorry.
wrap this thing.
I hate the Red Hot Chili Peppers, but I hate Crazy Town even more for sampling illegally the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
I like the. That's the reason you don't like them, because you don't like Red Hot Chili Peppers.
No, I don't like. No. I'm just trying to make a point about how much I don't like them because it makes me angry that they ripped off a band that I don't like too.
And it was their only hit.
Of course.
Subscribe, because the decades it's going to get brutal.
It is.
man,
I already
Opinions
feel
will
it.
be thrown. Friendships will be lost.
I doubt that.
It's going to be like a really good game of Mario Kart here.
It'll be a summer vacation for your brain.
With that, be safe, make good decisions, don't listen to Crazy Town or Our Lady Peace.